What's going on, YouTube? Got a bunch of bearish stocks out there. Looks like S&P fell apart below 1900 and gathered its legs and closed above 1900, but certainly doesn't look healthy at all. Just looking on previous breaks on the downside, it's got a little support here at 1900 all the way across. So I don't know. That's a weekly. The daily, you can see the range there. Kind of fell apart and then closed above in the green. But still bearish on the weekly, or the weekly and the monthly. So you can see now that it's working its way below our support line that we closed above last month. So look for previous low breaks. 1900's a big one. I think 1800's next, and down to 16. So there you have it on the S&P. The dollar didn't look good today at all. Closing down, it was about $3. We want to look for this break next, right here. And you can see how that support line's holding that up. But we still have that huge top. So it's in that pattern. Yeah, the whole pattern's bearish. So look for downfalls on this. Let's say below 96. I closed below 96. Looks like there's some support right here, but nonetheless, this line here is steep. And when these lines are steep like that, there's not a lot of support holding them up. So that's just what happens when you pump things up continuously in this pattern now. But you never know. It could turn around. But this candle is encompassing, make sure I'm on the right. Yeah, on the weekly, it's encompassing all these weeks of closings. So it's definitely a bearish candle put in today. Just kind of see how it just fell. It's bouncing now, but doesn't feel like it has a lot of support up there. But you never know. Look for a break on the downside. Otherwise, we'll have to wait for it to decide what it wants to do inside this huge pattern. Crude, I thought it was just going to fall apart for no reason other than the fact that it didn't have any support, long-term support. So it did make bottom, higher low, no less. And you can see this is a daily, I believe. So I think it's just the start of the pattern, though. So what it could break above here, go into previous lows, and break previous highs. It's looking good for a small bottom on a daily. But we talk about this all the time. If we go to a longer term chart, it's got a lot of work to do. And looking on a weekly chart, it doesn't look like it has much of anything going on, and this is just a bearish flag. So oil's causing a lot of problems out there. Russia has to sell assets to cover losses. OPEC's asking countries to stop supplying because there's a glut. Texas is in the shitter because the whole export of oil is down the tubes. They can't produce. Canada is falling apart because they can't sell their oil on the open market for more than $10 a barrel because of their they were priced less anyways because it's that shale oil, but still it costs a lot of money to take that stuff out of the ground, and as the price sits now, they can't afford to even produce anything. So let's see what happens. Things keep getting worse and exponentially every day. So oil is, let me just 40 is where I wanted to be to start making a bottom. So it's got $7.50 to go. Good news on silver. Good news on gold. Looks like the silver fix still hasn't gotten a hold of this thing. Remember, last Friday, just above 14, what was it, 14.38 or something? I think the price was. Silver fix came in and said we want the price down here at, what was it? I think it was 13.53 is where they wanted the price. So they wanted the LBMA wanted to open the silver fix on the open, clear below all lines of support, and the market did not listen. So from then on, since word got out that the silver fix is broken, and don't know if that's a fact yet or not, or maybe just some kind of a game, but nonetheless, they couldn't fix the price down to 13.58. The market ignored them, and the price has been going up ever since. So, again, this is a weekly chart, and let me get some lines in here. So we got the 34 right there. It smacked it and backed off. You'll see that a lot. But you can see now the 8 on a weekly almost crossing above the 13, which is a good start on a weekly trend. So what we are going to do is follow this 8 until price crosses it. So the 8 is going to be our support, and you can see on gold, same thing. The 8 crossed, and you can see how the 8 is going to keep going, and then eventually, I imagine, looking at these other peaks and falls, this is going to consolidate. Hopefully this time we can consolidate above the trend on the weekly and have a takeoff. Looks mighty good, especially silver on the chart. How I mentioned that this whole, after that 13 days in a row downfall, or whatever it was, I forget, but it looked like an accumulation, rapid accumulation, a pop, and then we're working in that pattern, and then it popped out of the pattern and bumped its major resistance line. And basically that's just correlated with its long-term long-term line. Let's use from here. So let's use this one instead. Just need 2 points of reference on a trend line. So we use this line here, and you can see how that trend line is correlated with our 13. Then we go back to the weekly, and you understand that, oh, well, that 13 is now correlated with the 34. You can get above these lines, change. I mean, look how dragged out that is. And you can see always when price breaks the trend, it always goes and then comes back to the trend, right? So this one broke down years ago. It's coming, and now it's going to have to come back up and meet its trend. It's just the natural things how these prices fluctuate. And I'm looking at 1550 on silver, which I believe is right in here, breaking in these previous lows here. Yeah, right in there. Once we get above 1550 on a weekly and a monthly, we'll be hitting a new trend. So we're almost there. If we can get some momentum building, short uptakes for a couple more months, get this thing popping to 18, that would be awesome. And just to look on a weekly, we have the head and shoulders. We have the left shoulder, the head. We get this thing up, bump major resistance again. Let's move this up where it's supposed to be on a weekly. If it breaks the 34 simple moving average, it'll probably pop the other end of this trend, meeting these 2 points. And if we can consolidate, make a U-turn, get a platform, and take off, that would be beautiful on a weekly chart. I imagine by then, though, people are going to be starting to wake up that the silver price is changing trend, and who knows where the price will be. I mean, this is such a small market, silver, that if a bunch of people jumped on it all at once, I mean, this thing could pop and be at 50 no problem. I mean, the amount of supply and demand that is going on, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense why the price is so low, but it is what it is, and I'm really excited. Silver and gold are going to be hopping, and they're doing pretty good right now, but hopefully we don't get these large extension moves, you know, a pop and it goes forever and then it breaks down for months. Let's not see that. Let's see a gradual uptick, break a previous high, uptick. If we reach 12 on gold, I believe that trend will be changing. Trend is changing now, but not on the longer term yet. You know, a weekly change in trend is good. Awesome. I love it. But here we are again, that 13 and 34 between the weekly and monthly. Major resistance points. Here's the major trend line though on a monthly. Got to get that 12. And it looks good. I mean, there's nothing you can complain about this chart. It looks bullish. This looks like a reverse head and shoulders pattern. It's going to pop, consolidate, and then meet its maker at 1200 and pop. That's what I'm calling. So here's the left head, and so this is going to pop, meet its maker, come back to the 1200 its second time or even a third time, and then break out. And if you know precious metals, these things are so volatile when they start moving. I mean, wow. Alright, so this might be the bottom. Can't say for sure yet because we haven't broken the trend. But it looks good. It looks great. Silver fix is breaking up. All the rest of the markets are breaking. Gold is not being held down by the dollar today, obviously. You know, they use this dollar make it look good, but in the other half of the situation, they have to make gold look bad. So that's what they've been doing for decades. Dollar doesn't look good. Look for a breakdown. S&P definitely. This thing has days, maybe a week. Especially if we close below the trend on a weekly, or not a weekly, a monthly. I know we got a long ways to go for the monthly, but quite possibly going sideways, getting this 8 down here, and then price bumps it. I don't know. It just looked like today it was going to fall apart, but it gathered its legs again and closed above major resistance support line 1900. So look for a downfall on that. And crude oil, look for more consolidation, maybe a pop to 40. So I know I changed my mind on that, but it kind of just bounced out of nowhere. Made a lower high today. So and keep your eye on the ball. Now this might be just a quick 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just break down again. And that might be the case. So just no support holding it up. I don't know what else to say. Got nothing more. Thank you, everyone. Keep watching my videos. Share, like, and comment. And let me know what's going out there. Thank you.